So Ready or Not finally came to console, and the release is basically killing the game on PC. Originally, the first-person tactical shooter began as an early access for Steam only in December 17, 2021, and over the years, it's grown to become one of the most realistic FPS games of all time, and becoming a fan favorite due to its serious, edgy nature, because you're straight up in a SWAT team and taking on events that happen IRL. After playing this game, I have a newfound respect for SWAT team members. It's a tough job, but when the game launched and finally came out of early access in 2023, just 2 years after its official release, the community provided great feedback, helping the developers build the game to what it is today. But even after all that support, the devs over at Void Interactive basically just spat in the face of all of its PC players. Basically, they finally ported the game to console after all this time recently, and the console release just ruined the game on Steam. That's right, the studio just turned its back on the entire community that started the game in the first place, all for the sake of that sweet port money, because we all know just how much revenue these studios earn just by bringing their games over to next-gen consoles. Just by bringing the game from PC to the PS5 and Xbox, they ended up making $50 million in the first week alone. 1 million copies sold, $50 per copy. These guys just made bank, but at what cost? Because the way the developers destroyed their PC player base is by censorship. That's right, when they brought the game to console, they had to censor practically everything on the game. I'm talking about nudity, violence, all removed and PG'd because the console release. Not to mention the console port also caused the PC requirements to get downgraded, making the game's graphics look worse. Void Interactive had to make changes to meet platform guidelines, particularly regarding violence and nudity, because Xbox and PlayStation just doesn't allow the game on there unless they change their game and make it more PG for console, as you could say, which in turn ruined the game for a lot of PC players, because they didn't just bring the game over to console and it had its own separate version. No, they completely changed the game just so it could be sold on console. So for players who have been hopping on the game for 4 years now, playing the early access and watching it grow to what it is today, this is a complete disappointment, and it pretty much showed the true colors of this studio, because that was the best part for a lot of players. They love the immersion in the game. The game felt more real for a lot of PC players, so to just change the entire game just to fit new players, the OGs are mad. And you could say the relationship between the community and the developers is sort of breaking up. I have no idea why they didn't just do this for console, make a separate version. That's what every other big Steam port does. My guess is it was easier for them to just change the core game and distribute it everywhere, or they just do not care, because they definitely do not regret this decision, as they made loads of money. The game's practically a complete success on console in 1 week alone, despite PC, the backbone, dying in the background. Players are review bombing the game, currently standing on 28% out of 100 negative. Wish they would have just made a separate version for console. It's looking like they're not even going to appeal to PC players despite the controversy, because they came out with a statement saying that they do not regret porting the game to console and censoring the game on PC to meet console requirements, because they've made millions just by bringing the game over to one platform to another. So furthermore, Ready or Not will be censored on PC for good. Nothing's going to change, people. If you miss the immersion and realism in the game, nothing's going to change. They're not going to revert the game over back to its old look. But who knows? I feel like the community will just come out with a mod, uncensoring everything, bringing back that realism into Ready or Not, giving the game that old feel for PC players, just like back in the days. Really sad to see. This is why I always say it's really rare nowadays for developers to have a good relationship with its players. So no matter how much people try to protest this change and spam bad reviews boycotting it, whatever we got here, these changes are here to stay. It is what it is. Maybe they'll change their mind and have some sort of separate version for PC in the future, but the way the studio's been moving, I very much doubt it. Anyways, just wanted to talk on this. One of the biggest Steam games have fallen. Let me hear your thoughts below. Subscribe, leave a like. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace out. Stay blue.